problems is that they're doing stuff that's illegal, and I completely get it. But ultimately, if I'm going to get that teenager to reconnect with me, I need to focus on what's going on emotionally, intellectually, and in the relationship with that teenager. Yeah, and it doesn't help that, certainly drugs are illegal, and I'm going to put my neck right on the block here and go, it is the least helpful social policy that we have that goes to destroying parent-child relationships. The other one, and again, I could be crucified for that, is homework. Now, it's a lot less of a problem than the whole legality with drugs. But, I've worked in drug and alcohol specifically, and if there's any drug that's going to make a huge amount of damage all around and be significantly problematic as an addiction, it's got to be alcohol. And in my experience, a lot of teenagers experiment with drugs, and if they have a safe place to go to, will often disclose that and then come to the decision that ultimately that's really not worthwhile doing. But also, in some instances, some teenagers are angry with parents, and so basically, as one teen put it to me, is, well, I'm going to stick it to them by doing this. Now, that's not exactly a rational, logical thought, right? But then teenagers often are not in a rational, logical space. They're in a reactive space, partly because at times, as a parent, I'm also reactive with them and towards them and against them. And so, people often say, yeah, but I need to get on top of this problem now. It's really bad. He's not studying. The school wants him to leave. All sorts of stuff. And my comment is, as a parent, I'm in it for the long game, not the short game. And, I know there's going to be a reaction to this in some respects or another. And I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to give you what science tells us. If we're going to have healthy, well-adjusted, secure, and adolescents and adults, we need to rethink what we're doing on many, many different levels and in many different institutions. We're in for a shake-up otherwise. Our mental health statistics are not getting better, they're getting worse. COVID is just throwing a magnifying glass on it. It's a bit like finding an ant in an ant nest, holding the magnifying glass over it, and the sun's rays hit it and then burns up the ant. That's what's happening at the moment. And it really concerns me. I mean, presentations to accident and emergency departments are up, 30, 40%, with, adolescents self-harming, overdosing, attempting suicide, drug overdose, all sorts of stuff. Now, we need to create a society that's safe for teenagers and not something that is punitive in that regard. Now, I've got no problem if you break the law, for example, like if you steal my car, I'm the first one to call the cops. Right? But when it comes to issues like drug use and abuse, that's a health issue. We need to deal with that from that perspective, a social issue. It's only, the war on drugs has not done anything beneficial other than make a whole bunch of people very, very rich and an even bigger percentage of people very, very dead. So, this is not a rant. This is a warning, and it's an encouragement for change. We need a turning point, both in our relationships as a whole, but in our community, in our institutions, and in our systems on how we deal with each other more compassionately, more effectively. Now, I know most parents love their kids, but they're at a loss because it's not just about them, it's the system that they're embedded in, wherein their children are embedded, and we need to get a lot more aligned and better attuned to each other in order to make that difference. Okay, in the next session, I'm going to dig deeper, and hopefully this has given you some real food for thought and possibly some impetus to change. Let's inspire change. Let's not keep doing the same thing that we've been doing over and over and over again, expecting different results. As someone said, it's a definition of insanity, and I don't prescribe to that very nicely or very well. So until next time, this is me signing off.
Thank you for listening to Inspire Change with Gunter. Gunter Swoboda does individual and group coaching for men looking to grow. For more information on this and the global Making Good Men Great movement, check out goodmengreat.com to get into contact. If you have a topic for the show or would like to be a guest on the air, please email producers at miranda@noirtainment.com. That's Miranda, Miranda, at noirtainment, noirtainment.com. Thank you, and always keep inspiring change.